Once we launch my purse line, we'll be on our way to giving the Kardashians a run for their money. I'm gonna shake things up.
A cycle of anger isn't healthy.
I'll be healthy again, as soon as I make a couple of cheaters pay for blowing up my life.
There were a number of times when you or a member of your family needed a favor. This is a situation where you owe me one. Have a nice rest of your day.
It sounds like someone deliberately tried to hurt you.
Sounds like attempted murder.
Can't imagine how terrified you must have been.
I found out who did this.
I love you, Derek.
For one night.
Another explosive showdown rocks beyond the gates as emotions run high, patience runs out, and secrets ripple through the circle. The Thursday, January 15th, spoilers for Beyond the Gates focus on another clash between Daphnee and Hailey. Also, Anita reaches her limit. And Ashley has an update for Naomi and Shanice. It is common knowledge that Hailey, Mokita Goings, is beyond over Daphnee, Karla Mosley, getting Bill's focus. She has no empathy for the fact that Daphnee recently tested positive for the BRCA gene. Bill, Time and Kyle duet, hightailing it over to Daphanee's house once he found out about the news, cuts into the time she could be using to turn herself into a Black Widow. The weekly spoilers reveal that Hailey doesn't sit back and let her husband disrespect her in this manner. Look for Daphnee and Hailey to clash in what will probably be an epic confrontation. Who will walk away the winner? And just a little aside, did everyone see Thomas, Alex Alegria, eavesdropping on Hailey at the office? Has her conversation with her cousin piqued his curiosity? Will he tell Bill what he overheard? How will he handle things? Even the strong struggle sometimes. Anita Williams Dupree, Tamara Tunie, has undergone her first chemotherapy session. As soon as she returned home after the procedure, she found out Nicole, Daphnee Duplaix, had tested negative for the BRCA gene, but Daphnee had not. So she raced over to Daphanee's to console her. And she apologized for passing on the gene, something she had no control over, but that's the gist of this. Anita has no control over what's happening to her. As much as she may think she does, she doesn't. And that may be the reason why Anita suddenly reaches her limit. She's experiencing a range of emotions right now. On top of that, she feels betrayed and helpless. Will it take more than Vernon, Clifton Davis, to help lift her up? Because this journey is more of a marathon rather than a sprint. In Tuesday's BTG, Ashley, Jen Jacob, went on a supposed double date with Grayson, Jordi Villasuso, who talked to Soap Hub about joining the show, the lab tech, and Naomi, Ariel Pripeti, and Jacob, Jaiba Horges. Only there wasn't much interaction between the couples. At the Uptown bar, Ashley and Grayson quickly got to know each other. They flirted, and then they quickly decided to exit stage left and head to Ashley's place to get to know each other even more. On Thursday, Ashley dishes on the sudden resurrection of her love life when she has an update for Naomi and Shanice, Ernestine Johnson. In other news, Ted, Keith D. Robinson, has a request of Eva, Amber Michelle, which then puts her at odds with Kat, Colby Mohammed, once again. It doesn't take much for Eva and Kat to clash. So what favor does the plastic surgeon want from his daughter? Does it have to do with what's going on with the Duprees right now? Finally, Jessica, Cameron Jade, has a proposition for Tyrell, Jaden Lucas Miller. This could be related to their college drama. Or it could have to do with this cotillion business that Jessica says she has no time for. It's an archaic ritual that she thinks only benefits the bougie class. Will her proposition involve one of these scenarios or something completely new? Leslie's act has irrevocably changed her. The knowledge sits inside her like a live wire. Every interaction with Marcel is now layered with this clandestine power. Her next move is unclear. Will she use the information as a private shield, or could it become a weapon in a more active defiance? Looking beyond the gates. What lies ahead? As the week at the gates closes, the atmosphere is thick with anticipation and dread. Several critical questions loom over the manicured hedges and pristine driveways. The Hailey-Bill-Daphnee triangle. Will Hailey's pain harden into a permanent wall, or can Bill find a way to prove the innocence of that fateful embrace? And how will Daphnee navigate being painted as a homewrecker in the community's ever-judgmental eyes? Leslie's secret. How long can Leslie hold onto the knowledge of Marcel's gun and its code? Will she be compelled to use this information, and if so, will it be for protection, blackmail, or something far more drastic? The double date disaster. Will the dinner at Giovanni's even happen? If it does, can Nicole and Carlton's fledgling connection survive the inevitable crossfire between Danny and Nick? Or will it provide the unlikely setting for a cathartic confrontation? Marcel's blind spot. With his focus on external empires, when will Marcel sense the threat growing within his own walls? The moment he discovers Leslie's knowledge, the genteel war of their marriage will escalate into something much darker. This week at the gates proved that the most dangerous threats are rarely the ones that storm the front gate. They are the secrets held in a trembling hand, the misunderstandings nurtured in the heart, and the well-intentioned plans that ignore the powder keg of past romance. The community stands on a precipice, where a single misstep, a revealed secret, a shouted accusation at a restaurant table, a discovered betrayal, could send its carefully ordered world tumbling into chaos. The gates may keep the outside world at bay, but they are powerless against the storms brewing within. Victor's singular focus, the mustache heard Claire's memory, and his entire being has now reconstituted around one goal, the permanent neutralization of Jordan. Legalities be damned. Every other concern, business, other enemies, has faded to static. This is a Victor we haven't seen in a while, and it's a terrifying one. Nikki's silent storm. Melody Thomas Scott delivered a powerhouse performance in silence today. Listening to Claire's story, Nikki's face was a map of devastation, fury, and a grandmother's fierce, burgeoning love. The cocktail of guilt, for not protecting Victoria then, and rage, at Jordan now, is a potent mix. Don't expect her to have any mercy for Hayley, either. Final thoughts. Sympathy versus tragic understanding. January 14th asked us to hold two contradictory truths in our hands, that Hayley Rose is a culpable criminal who committed grievous acts, and that she is also a shattered puppet who never stood a chance against her puppeteer. The genius of the current narrative is that it allows Claire, the ultimate victim, to find healing and family in the Newmans, while forcing us to ponder the fate of the lesser victim who caused real harm. Do we feel sorry for Hayley? Perhaps not in the way we feel sorry for Claire or Victoria. But do we feel a grim, uncomfortable, tragic understanding? Absolutely. And in that uncomfortable, morally ambiguous space is where Y&R, at its best, has always thrived. Hayley may not deserve our sympathy, but her wreckage deserves our attention. She is the living, breathing consequence of Jordan's evil, and watching her navigate the fallout, whether toward redemption, breakdown, or prison, is now one of the most compelling questions in Genoa City. Until tomorrow, keep yapping. The truth is out, the battle lines are drawn, and the only thing certain is that Victor Newman is coming for someone. And he's not bringing a subpoena.